Okay, this is a quick mini tutorial on how to do mist swap ups, just because it can be confusing to look at the guides if you don't know your way around Frosty Editor. First thing you're gonna do is that you open Frosty Editor as I have done right here. Next thing you're gonna do is that you're gonna find the description files. It's under levels, root, root level, and then press this one here that's called root level, and then this one here that's called description file. So what I like to do is that I just press this button a few times, which I've already done, just so we get like a few extra buttons in here. Now you need to figure out a base. A base is something that you replace onto, and that can be anything. I choose the starter gear just because no one uses the starter gear when you're later in game, and it's easy to just replace onto. Okay, so I know the name of the starter gear that I want to use. There's 3 variants. I'm just going to use the mage one, but they all have worn in their names. So I just press worn. And then you're gonna go under gameplay, because I know it's under gameplay, equipment, armors, light. That is the mage one. And then you need the blueprint bundle. I just choose by type, like I press this right here, type. And here there's one that's called Bloody Hands and one that is not called anything. I will choose the one that is not called anything, just because like the Bloody Hands is just for one specific scene in the prelogue. Okay, then I press down on objects, as you can see here. And then I go down to part behavior. Here you can see that there's appearance item data and alt feminine appearance item data. Both of these you can choose whatever you want. This one is just the default. If there is nothing under here, for the feminine will just take the appearance item data. If you have like an armor that has both feminine and male parts, then you can choose to just divide in here. So now that you have found this, you need to figure out something that you want to replace with. So I will choose Morgan because I know that one by heart because I've done the mod on it. So I just search for Morgan, and then I go under characters, actors, Morgan, and then it's under here. So what you want to specifically look for is the simple appearance data, or yeah, this one here, simple appearance. Simply because this is the ones that you need to get onto here. The way you do it is quite simple. You can see Frosty is like highlighting when I click onto it. So the way you just do it is that you just have this one highlighted, and then you just go up here where it says appearance item data and press this little arrow here. See, you can see that it changes here, and I do that for both. Okay, so now I have the body. What else do I want to do? I'm not sure. Maybe I would like a cape. I know Nev has a really nice cape on the like 10th. So I press Nev. And if I'm not sure like what the items looks like, there's an easy way to actually see how they look like in game. So I know that like outfit 10 for Nev has a cape. So I press here down to models, and then you should see down here in this little box here something called skinned mesh. So I find the one that is called Nev 10 Cape Cloth Mesh, and it's skinned mesh. I go right click, open. And as you can see, here is the cape. And you can just like see it and okay, I like that. So I press this here. Oh, I need to do the simple, see, I fucked up. Now I just need to find the simple appearance data for the cape. It is usually in here as well. And it's right above because I pressed type down, and it's right above here. So item cape, simple appearance. Boom. Boom. Okay. But I want to start out the game to see how it looks like in game together. So what do? Oh, right. I can do something about that in Freshly Editor. So I go down the mesh I want to have a space, and I go find it again. Pretty easy. And then I can find the skinned mesh. Okay, I press the one that is called model or item body. But it will probably say model here because it's just the default. It's the body for Morgan. I press open, and as you can see, here is the model of Morgan. So how can I take these two and two together so I can see without actually opening the game? Well, that is pretty easy. You can see here there's something called properties variations mesh scene. Press on the ones called scene, and here you can see additional meshes. I just press the plus button here, go down here, boom, and as you can see there's two nulls here. You press the first one that's called preview null. So I need to find the skinned mesh for the cape again. Simple, just nav, and it's already open because I opened it before, and I find it here, down in here, and this is the skinned mesh asset you need to use. Here, and boom. You can see that it shows up, and I can see what it kind of looks like in game. Be aware though, it's not completely accurate. So if you're doing recallings, etc., I would either choose Blender or show it in game, because sometimes it does not show it correctly. But you can also just use it if you're recalling stuff. But it's not completely accurate. Okay, now that I have meshed these two up together, what do? Whoops, there was something in my background. I'll figure it out later. Now we go back to the description file because we need to use this for it to show up in game. What you want to do is that first you take the Morgan item body here and find the bundle for that here. So I find this here, I click here, and then see this log here that kind of logs everything I kind of do inside the Frosty editor. Instead of having it show what I do, there's bookmarks, bundles, press bundles. I have it already highlighted so it won't show, so sometimes you have to do this. But as you can see, this comes up. Normally you should only be using one, because the more bundles you pop into your description file, the more the performance is probably gonna tank. So probably just use one, unless it's certain situations, something like hairs that you need to do compatibility for both non-stranded and stranded hair. But anyways, just this one here, and you want to make sure you don't take the Vin 32 with you, just the lifeline here. So always ignore these Win22 32 because it won't work then. Also, another things about these bundles, make sure they are called something auto bundling after, like here, as you can see here, because if you don't, it won't work either. Okay, so I just take this part and I Control-C, so I copy it. Then I go over to my description file, and then I have these opened. What I did before, I can just quickly show you. Here, I just press this button multiple times, and then this comes up. You can also say insert before, insert after, and then a new line will pop open after or before. But just after here. See, I turned this. Now we also used Kate from Nev. So what we do here is that we go here, Nev, and then we find the symbol appearance that we used in here in the warn. So what we're gonna do is we press this one, highlight this one, and you can see there's only coming one up. And then we take that, copy, and paste it into your description file. One more thing, the base you have, the one thing you're placing things onto, the outfit that you like want to be changed, you have to have that at the bottom of your bundles. Otherwise, it will show up as invisible in game and you will not have a body at all. And that sucks. I tried that. I had to mess around with it for like 6 hours. So it's annoying as fuck. So just remember that. So what we do is, okay, I know that its name is called Worn. Press that. I already have it highlighted because we've been in here before. I press this part, armor Jinji. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, I'm so sorry, I ramble. The one thing you want to replace onto has to be something called PRT app underscore armor, because this is the thing you can open up here. You can find the different things. For example, you can go into more again and you can probably find it as well, probably somewhere. Usually they are under game, but if you want to look, you can go in here and go down and see, you can see gameplay, and then it will be under equipment and down here under armors. And as you can see, there's all these things here. Ignore those. Go down to light. This is where I have the mage armor. And then you just find it here. One thing I like to do for it to find it is just search for the item. Like if you're using the matrix, you can kind of like search for the item inside here, the first editor, by the name. If not, then I don't know, do what you want to do. Just find the part-time appearances. They are usually under here. Anyways, should we see how it looks in game? This is probably gonna take some time, but I press launch and it should be exporting mod. I'm probably gonna mute just so I don't start rambling. And we finally have signs of life. See, this is why I like to use the skin mesh tool where you can like press on scene, because this is just taking so long to get inside each time. The only thing I do different is actually use Blender if I'm using like something recalling, because it just, for me, it gives me just better idea of how it would look in game. And then when I'm like, okay, I want this to look like this, yeah, there we go. I have my save just set here, and I know that it was the starter gear, starter 1 reps. See? Now we did this. And you can see how it looks like in game. And it kind of looks like this, skin mesh simple. I hope this helps. If any questions, just ask me in Frosty Tools Discord. I've been messing around this for like the last 2 weeks. So I'm still new, but I know a little bit.